Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Friday, the 16th of May. I am flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Right, the hatches are being shut down, there's pelters going left, right, and centre. I'm just going to carry on, folks. Alright, so let's be super clear and upfront. We're on a really, really crap run. I know it, you know it. If you've been a long-serving follower of the channel, what you also know is every single year, and this is the fourth year I've done the channel, there have been equally bad runs as we are on now, whether that is length of time, total loss in a short period of time, so whether that's like 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. It happens every single year. We have hot streaks and we have big downswings. It is called variance. It is what happens to every single person who bets. The difference is it depends on how you bet and how big and painful your variance is. I have a high risk strategy, which that means is I play bigger prices and more of it on multiples. Therefore, I am more prone to bigger downswings like this. I am not going to say to you I'm guaranteeing you anything. I'm not going to guarantee you we'll sort it out tomorrow or next week or next month or whatever it might be. But I absolutely know that is what is happening right now. And it's painful for me and it's painful for you. And if I don't normally talk about off-channel stuff in terms of like personal betting, I usually just stick to the channel stuff. But this last 15 days, so the first half of May, have been absolutely brutal for me personally. Actually, leading into it, had a nice enough year, not completely reflected clearly in the channel stats. But yeah, there's not many a worse 15-day periods I can remember as what I've had personally. The actual channel sort of losing run of 4 weeks is certainly not great, but we've actually had worse. So each and every single year I've done the channel, the fourth year I've done the channel, we have had worse runs than this. So what that tells you is it can get worse than it is now. So if you're not enjoying this, if this is not your gig and you're not style of betting, I'm not forcing anyone to be here. It's free will. I can't guarantee you it will turn. History tells me it will do, but I'm not making guarantees. But yeah, if it's not for you, then I completely understand, right? So this is not a get rich quick scheme, is it, right? If you actually look back over the 7 weeks since we kind of got past Cheltenham and got to a winning week, in the last 7 weeks, we're actually up in that 7-week period by about 20 quid. You can pick and slice, bits of dates wherever you want. In the last 4 weeks, really not in a great shapes. I think for the year, we're now down about 70, and I know I keep banging on about this, but if I hadn't gone so big on Cheltenham, that would have actually been about a £30 profit we'd be on right now, but we're not. Either way, there's nothing to get too excited about, and certainly this week, I think, 3 from 16 of the star selections have placed and no winners. So in those 3 days, that's pretty bad. So there's a long opening ramble, right, about I know it's bad, and I guess it's also to say, so if you've been here a while, you know it. If you've been here, some time, then you're probably wavering your confidence. Completely understandable. For lots of folk who are just popping in, then I look like a crank, and do you know what? I'm really fine with that. That helps me out. Thanks very much. So, yeah. So I understand the people who are making sarky comments about various things and that and the other, or just being downright rude. I do get it. I do understand, and it frustrates me because it's I'd like everybody to see what's going on. But it doesn't I don't take it personally. It doesn't bother me in that sense. Clearly, I want to be winning because if I'm winning, everyone watching's winning, and we're going all right, aren't we? So when I'm losing, and I know that other people are following the bets, then I know they're losing too, and that is no fun. And when it's no fun, there's not. You sort of cease to be needing to do it. I'm intending to carry on for the foreseeable, so I'm going to keep trying. And see. I mean, we've got the last day of York. The first 2 days, I think I've put up 4 or 5 York horses. We haven't got near. We'll try 2 more on Friday. For Friday, I should say, so it's 15.25. I've got 6 who hit the criteria. By the way, I don't think the system is broken. It is bad variance, right? it's just upswings, downswings, right? I mean, seven. If you take what 7 I had on Thursday, so yeah, review. Let's do that. Review of Thursday. 7 horses. None of them got anywhere near, so we lost 17 quid. That's what happened. Now I play big prices. If you actually took fifth of the odds of all of those horses, you'd be ranging between 2 to 1 and 10 to 1. It is not unusual for somebody to put up 7 horses at 2 to 1 to 10 to 1 and none of them win. That's the same thing as what I'm doing from a place point of view. It does happen, right? It's normal. It just looks worse particularly because my style of betting is I put out a volume of horses. People start to question, you shouldn't bet every day, and you shouldn't put that many horses out, and you shouldn't play that many prices, and all this sort of stuff. I get that, right? I've been doing what I've been doing a long time, right? I know I've got faith in what I'm doing. If you want to do your own thing, you do your own thing. That's absolutely fine. But I'm here for the vast majority of loyal. Sometimes it's questionable for how long loyalty lasts, but loyal supporters. So, yeah, do I like the results? No. Am I unhappy about how it's impacted other people? Yes. Am I alright personally? Yes, because I know I will weather the storm, because I have done many times before. But I don't know, the storm could go on for weeks. It can do. And then one day, just out of the blue, boom, there's something there. Suddenly it doesn't look as bad as it did. Alright, so there's a ramble. What are we on? Yeah, context there, yeah. For the whole year, right, despite the fact that the Cheltenham was so bad, 9% down ROI, right? The average punter will be worse than that. So at least I'm better than average right now, even if I'm not really doing much and I'm losing. So yeah, the average punter probably actually has a return of about minus 15 to 20 at the moment when you factor in over-round figures. Minus 9. I'm not going to get excited about that because it's not very good, is it? But it's better than average, I'll have you know, because the vast majority of people do actually lose at gambling. And yeah, I have friends and family who are good barometers for me on what is average losing, because some of them choose to do their own thing and don't listen to me. Saying that, my dad had the winner of the Dante today, 18 to 1. He didn't have anything with it. He had a placed horse at about 5 to 1, but he had the winner at 18 to 1. He only picked 3 horses and that was it. And before you ask, at some point maybe I'll see if I can get him on a video, convince him, but you don't want his tips. Okay, just trust me on that one. He does get some good ones every now and again. Right, anyway, shall I stop this rambling on and we'll get on to what we're doing. So 6 horses for Friday. The way I've done it is I've kind of got lean 4. So I've done the main 4 in a Yankee, and then I've done 2 Trixies, 1 UK, 1 Ireland, which include 2 of the horses in the Yankee in each of them and an additional horse. So there are 2 horses that are the non-lean horses, if that makes sense. So here we go. Main bet for Friday's this 225 Newbury, Sweet Reward. It's got previous in this race. There's a bit of a theme about today's horses, but Sweet Reward's got previous in the race. It won last time out, so it's in good form. It's rare actually, but I've got 6 of the 6 horses. 2 of them won last time out, which is not normally my gig, but I actually think there's value in the prices. It's run well in this race, runs well at Newbury, not handicapped out of it, so fair enough to play at 10 to 1. So that starts us off. 5:30 York, Riot. It's a big field, handicaps 22 runners or something like that, 7 furlongs. The draw, trying to work out the draw at York's very hard. It doesn't seem to be massive bias this week. It changes day to day sometimes at York, but Riot 25 I think it's a really good price. It's got lots of previous at York, over course and distance. A lot of it is on good to soft ground, as reported, and the reported ground at the moment at York is good to firm. When you actually compare speed figures on the track between the runs that Riot's been running when it was running in good to soft races compared to the good to firm, what it shows me is, although we're calling it good to firm and those were called good to soft, the good to soft wasn't particularly slow and the good to firm wasn't particularly fast. And there actually is quite a marginal difference. So I'm not worried about the fact that best, it's faster ground on paper, because I don't think he's actually running the track like faster ground. So Riot Sim, 740. I'm a bit annoyed that if I'd done the vid an hour earlier, I'd have been putting this up at 25s and I'd have been telling you it was the best valued horse of the day. 16s is good, but it's 9-point difference, 25 clearly. I'm not surprised it's been a little bit found now in the market, because it's sort of on paper some would look at it as it's out of form and whatnot. So the Dasher Conway, the last 2 seasons it's won on the third race of the season. So if you recall, I mentioned about this with Mukhair the other week, that we didn't back it when it did do this. So this is attempting to win on the third run of the season for the third time in its career, third year in a row. It's got lots of nice Kilbeggan form. Tick, that's a nice one. Also, if you look at the 4 seasons it's running, between the 12th of May and the 2nd of June, it is run once each season in that period of time, and those are the 4 wins the horse has had. So this looks to me like this is the right time to catch the horse. Between the 12th of May and the 2nd of June, in 4 seasons it's run, this is the 5th season it's run, in the other 4 seasons, the one run in that time period in each year, it has won the race. The last 2 years, and so this is, bear in mind, when we're talking about hoping it's going to win third time out, the last 2 years, its second run has been down the field in a big field handicap at Punchestown. Last time out, it was down the field in a big field handicap at Punchestown. There was lots of kind of pointers towards this horse bouncing back for me. Ideally, I'd like it a couple of pound lower, but that's really the only kind of negative for me. So Dasher Conway's in at 16th. Byron Song, 8:30. That, to me, is another one that looks a bit like, is this the race they've sort of been waiting for? Because it's got lots of poor runs against it, this horse. The last year's best run, was same jockey in a Marlin, this is Marlin 4, I think this is Marlin 4. It was a Marlin 6 on good ground at the Curragh in a ladies only handicap race. Same sort of conditions as what we've got today. If you go back a couple of years ago when it was trained by the Slatteries, it actually ran really well in this corresponding race. So it's got previous for 2 trainers now of running well in ladies only handicap races, and the jockey that was running at the Curragh when it ran well is on again. So Byron Song, worth bouncing back as a try. 18s, 25p each way Yankee. Sky best for extra places, 365 next best for extra places, because 365 are the only bookie other than Sky paying 6 places on that race. 550 is your bet, because we've got the singles on the others. All right. Trixie, number 1, UK Trixie, 225 Newbury, Sweet Reward, 10-1 as discussed. The extra horse in here is 242 York Have Secret, another one that's, both these won last time out. This has been put up £8, which is a bit of a hike. It's still handicapped to be competitive. I'd say it'd be surprised if it went back to back and got over the line first. It's a competitive race. But I still think it's handicapped to got the potential to get in the top 4, and 12-1's a price worth playing on. So Have Secret is in, and then 5:30 York Riot 25-1. So 25p each way Trixie, so that's each way doubles and a treble. 75p Win Single and Sweet Reward. 250p each way singles Have Secret Riot. 475 total. Sky best 365 second best. Bet 2. And finally, in Ireland, we've added in, with the 2 Irish horses I've already mentioned, the 525 Kilbeggan Wajaha. We've had a bit of previous on this horse. Trying to get it right is not the easiest thing. This, to me, is optimum conditions in terms of 2 mile good ground. So it's sort of finished. It finished sort of last time it was out and about, not looking very good, but that, like, the last 2 runs were both on soft, and although it's got back history on soft, my read of the form, it's a better horse on better ground. Changed up the jockey, put £7 claimer on who's not familiar with the horse, so that's interesting. I'm not quite sure if that's good or bad, to be honest. But it's kind of wildly out of form and needs to bounce back, but it's got the right sort of conditions, so we will take a chance on Wajaha at 33s. So that's going in with 7.40 Kilbeggan, the Dasher Conway, and 8.30 Leopardstown, Burren Song. 25p each way Trixie, and 3.50p each way singles make it £5. Sky are better for one of those races. Everybody else is about the same. That is it. So that's 15.25 outlay. So clearly we are wanting something, because I've been hammered a bit this week, and the returns have been minimal as well. So yeah, we're due a bit of variance swing back the other way for the channel. That's what the channel needs. It's interesting. If you think, I was trying to think about an analogy, and I think about fruit machines, right? A lot of folk on here have played a fruit machine in your life. Now, you play a fruit machine, and there are some times you can go fruit machine, and you put £5 in, and you win 25 quid, and you think, I'm a hero. Look at that. I've managed to got 5 times my original stake. Brilliant. Walk away, go and get a round in for everyone. Everyone's a winner. There are times when you put £5 in a fruit machine and you lose, and you think, well, I'll just give it another £5. Then it's £5, that becomes £10 in the fruit machine. So you put £10 in the fruit machine, and now you've lost £10. And then you start to think, well, I've lost £10. Maybe the fruit machine must be due in it. So then you put another 5, and basically it can roll on, and you get to like 40 quid, and you're 40 quid down the fruit machine. You're like, well, I'm guaranteed it's going to pay out, and if I walk away, someone else is going to get the money. It's going to pay out, right? Now, eventually, you'll get some money back, but once you're in that deep in a fruit machine, it is very, very unlikely, very, very unlikely, mathematically almost impossible for you to get back to the original amount of money you had, right? So fruit machines are all about timing. Yes, there's people that will tell you there's an algorithm and you can do it a little bit on skill. Those people are like tiny amounts of people. What I'm talking about is from a variance point of view, you'll have a good run, you'll have a bad run. Now, the difference between a fruit machine and what I'm trying to do is, on a fruit machine, there is a fixed percentage return, i.e. over the long term, you're guaranteed, normally on average fruit machines, from last time I played them, guaranteed to lose about 30%. I'm the guy, maybe in my early 20s, I would have stuck 25, 30 quid in to keep trying. I'm now the guy that, for a bit of fun out with the mates, I'll stick 5 quid in max, and if I lose, I lose, and if I win a round of drinks, I win a round of drinks, and it's just a bit of fun. But most fruit machines, from my memory, you would lose on average about 30% of your money, because they will pay out 70%. So think about 30%. So if you think about in that respect, you're guaranteed to lose a certain amount over a long period of time. What I'm trying to do is beat the system, beat the overround system that says over a long period of time you should lose about 20%. And that's why when I'm saying losing 9%, although I don't want to lose 9%, I want to make profit, I want to be that further away, it's a hard game sometimes. And so I'm on a bad run, but I know what my long-term figures are, and all of my figures are in the description of every single video, long-term, since I've done the channel. And that should tell you what is potentially possible long-term. So long-term, I think for the channel existing, is like 20% profit margin. Now, clearly, I had a very, very good first year, which is artificially boosting those figures up. So, but also we turned over a lot more money in the first year we did the channel. So that does give a bit of a boost. And last year was just a bad year for me. Like, completely was a bad year. Like my worst year I can remember in terms of properly, when I've been properly betting to kind of. I made a profit personally last year, but it wasn't in any stretch where it would normally be. This year, actually, I'm sort of in line with where I should be. Just the channel isn't, and I haven't been doing the channel regularly, so I hardly did anything in January, February before Cheltenham. Did a few bits, and we were slightly ahead before Cheltenham, a few quid. Cheltenham we lost, and then coming out of Cheltenham, we had a couple of good weeks in about the first 4 or 5 after Cheltenham, and now we're on a 4-week downswing. That's where we're at. Right, I know some of you are fine, and I know some of you don't care because you just think I'm a bit rubbish and I chuck darts and everything else. and it's fine. You believe what you want, right? This is supposed to be light-hearted fun, and if you're getting your kicks out of me losing every day, then winner for you. But all I would say is, if you're rude and abusive to me or to anyone else, that's where the line is, right? So you can put comments and say you don't know what you're doing and you're throwing darts. Title to your opinion. Those comments just still exist on the channel. Anytime anyone's written those things, they exist. When people are rude or abusive, there's a line, and you know, that's where that line is to me or to anyone else who's following. So yeah, all right, I think I'll finish there, guys. Right, Saturday, it was about a week ago. I was telling you about 2 years ago when this corresponding Saturday was really good, but I mean, well, I'd give quite a bit right now for it to be really good. That would be, I would delighted if we get anywhere near a really good Saturday. Before we get there, let's see how we go Friday with these half dozen. All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for all the ongoing support for all of you dedicated followers. And like I say, if you don't want to keep betting because you're not enjoying what I'm doing and you just enjoy the channel, then don't follow it like that. Because yeah, I don't want anyone to feel in pain because of what I'm doing. All right. Thank you very much. Bye bye.